Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this TUNENGE S12Plus keychain flashlight. So this is provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So it says here portable, multifunction, high power flashlight, 1.5 meter drop resistance, waterproof, UV light, magnetic, red-blue light flash. We have the dimensions on the back. It's 16.5 millimeters by 60 millimeters. Let's open this up. Here we have the manual. So we have an introduction, shows the dimensions again. Here we have all the specs. You can pause and read through those. I'll go over a couple. Battery capacity is 350 milliamps. Charges with USB Type-C. Color temperature is 6500 K. The waterproof rating is IP65. This shows the different modes. So we're dealing with the S12 Plus. So lumens on extremely bright mode is 610 lumens. High is 500, medium is 650, low is 35, and slightly bright is 3.5. And runtime on high is 4, medium is 5, low is 5.5, and slightly bright is 34.5. So if you're looking for a nightlight for a hotel, this could fit the bill for a couple different nights. Say you needed it for 8 hours a night, you could use this for 4 nights. Here's how to operate it. Double click to turn it on, long press to turn off. After you turn on, single click to switch the mode from high, medium, low to slightly bright. For extremely bright, when it's shut off, you'd long press to turn it on and let go to turn it off. This talks about the side light. So we have a white strobe and UV light. Runtime is 4.2 for the white, 8.2 for the white strobe, and 4.5 for the UV. Then it has a red strobe, and red-blue mode. Runtime is 3.2 for red, 4.9 for red strobe, and 4.4 for red-blue. Brightness is 30 lumens. This talks about how to use those modes. Click 3 times to turn it on. After you turn on, single click to switch modes. And the order is white strobe, UV, red strobe, red, and then red and blue mode. With memory function, the gear is held before shutdown. Keep it on for 2 minutes and enter the gear before closing when it is next opened. Long press to turn off. And then we have some more notes here. So here we have the light. It's tiny. Comes with a key ring we can put on here. Also has a magnet on the back. We have a USB-A to USB-C charge cable. So let's try charging this. We'll plug in here. If we go to the back, we have a little rubber gasket, so we can plug in. And now we're charging. There is a red indicator light on here. It's hard to see with my bright light in my studio. But we're charging at 0.41 amps. So the charge rate can vary depending on state of charge of the light. We also have a little clip, so we can press that on. Okay, got the clip on. Took a little force. Go ahead and put the ring on. Now this ring can flop out of the way so the magnets are visible. So this is translucent, so it has a real cool look to it. Let's try turning it on. So we went to double click to turn it on. So there it's on. Now I'm going to single click to go between the different modes. So we started off on the slightly bright mode. We'll go to low, medium, high, and then back to slightly low. Now if we want to turn it off, we'll long press. Now I'm going to do further demonstrations of this in the dark. I'm just demonstrating the modes. Now if we just hold down on this, we're going to have super bright mode. So if we want to go into the special modes for the side light, we're going to press it 3 times. So now we have that white light on. Press it again. We're going to have the strobe. Here's the UV light. There's red strobe, and red-blue. To turn it off, we'll hold down, and it's off. For being a tiny light, this has a lot of modes on it. So I'm going to shut the light off, and we'll do a short throw test at around 4 foot, and then we'll go outside and do a longer distance test. Okay, so I have the camera and the light about 4 foot from the wall. I do have a little bit of light coming in from the side, but it's pretty dark in here, so I'll turn this on. So here we're on the low mode, medium, high, and bright. So you can see we kind of have a spotlight in the middle, then it fades off towards the edges. Go back to that low mode. And that low mode is a decent amount of light. You may not want to do, say, like repair work with this, but if you're walking through the woods at night and you don't want to blow out your night vision, this is just the perfect amount of light. So I'll turn that off. Now I'll do the ultra bright mode. So now that's very bright. It's a lot of light coming out of this little light. Now turn on the side light. So there's the white mode, white strobe, That's the UV mode, red, red strobe, and then red-blue. Now a cool feature of this is that the case of it glows in the dark. So if you're using this and you set it down, it can be easy to spot. So that's a nice extra feature of this. Now let's head outside. Okay, so now I'm standing at the end of my 50-foot driveway. Let's turn the light on. So here we have it on low mode. Here's medium, high. I'll turn it off. And now I'll just hold it down, and this is super bright mode. So this is very bright for such a tiny flashlight. It's really lighting up the whole area. Now on that low mode, I can just barely see it on low mode at the end of my drive. But if it was pitch black out and my eyes were adjusted, this would be pretty bright. But just on the regular high mode, it's throwing a lot of light out there. Now I'll turn on the side light, and I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but this isn't really ideal for throwing the light a long distance. Okay, so I've turned this on the red flashing mode and put it between my garage doors. And even though it's a tiny light, it's very visible. So if you're broke down on the side of the road, you could set this up the road a little ways, and it could alert people to your presence. So here I'm standing in front of my car tire, so I'll turn the light on, and we're on the low mode. Now this is probably enough light for me to change a car tire by, but we can turn it up. There's medium, high, and this is a lot of light. So if you dropped a lug nut somewhere on the side of the road, you might turn on high to help you identify it. And there's the brightest mode. Now I had to hold this up here, but we do have that side light. So I'll turn that on. So you could set this on the ground next to it and light up that. So let's turn it again. So I'll just set this down. And we're lighting up the area, and now we're hands-free. Now this does have a magnet in it, so I'll turn it on the regular mode, and I can magnet that to my fender. And you can see it's glowing in the dark a little bit. So here I'm at the engine bay of my car, and I have the side light on, and I will cycle through that. And here we have the UV light, and this is my power steering reservoir, and I put UV dye in here, so I'll open this up. And here we can see that dye glowing. So that's the TUNENGE S12Plus portable everyday carry keychain flashlight. This flashlight is tiny but packs in a lot of features, has a really bright light on it, has lots of modes. You have the forward and the side light, so you can have that spotlight on the front for looking at things at a distance, and then we have that side light with the special features. You have the white light, so you could set that down on a table and illuminate a surface, or you could hang it with the magnet there on the end. And then you have things like the red light, if you don't want to blow out your night vision, and the red strobe for getting attention. And there's a couple of other little strobe lights, effect lights on there, and the UV light, of course. Light like this would be great for everyday carry, but you could also put this in your glove box or your luggage. It's small, it would easily fit in a pocket or a purse, and has very good runtime for a light this small. It can even run for over a day on the lowest mode. So if you're looking for a small flashlight that packs a lot of features, I think this is a great option, and this would also make a great gift. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.